I know that you were a big Stephen King fan when you were younger. And so I wanted to make sure I asked beyond the Patterson puppies and the Midnight Monster Party, had you
Uh-huh.
thought about writing something scary, either for children or for middle grade?
Well, I included some ghost stories in the Rizzlerunk book, so I definitely have a tendency to think that way, but I never thought of writing horror books. That wasn't something, but I always really enjoyed reading them with my kids and scaring them. Probably maybe a little too much, but um yeah, no, I never thought of actually trying to do that though, but I think Stephen King is a master. And I also love his book on writing. It's one of my favorite writing books. Have you read that?
Oh yeah, many
Yeah.
times. I've
Yeah.
got the audiobook where he reads it to me. So I've
Oh, I
listened
haven't
to it
listened to the
every couple of
audiobook,
years.
but yeah, I think that's a great book on writing. Do you like that one?
I love it.
Yeah. I remember he said he doesn't like adverbs. Therefore, I tend to avoid adverbs because Stephen King told me to.
The only thing where I get you know, with that book, one of the bits of advice he gives is start your story. Don't worry about plotting ahead of time. Just go where it's going to go, and fine. And as much as I love Stephen King, I've read enough of his books that had lousy endings, or maybe went a little bit longer than they really needed to. Some
Uh-huh.
to mind where I feel like he just ran out of story by the end. It's like, whatever, you write the ending, esteemed audience, and walked away. And when I read his book and he's advising how to do what he does, like, oh, that's why some of your books end that way. Oh, that
I
makes
see. Yeah. Well, that didn't work for me either. When I was trying to write the middle grade novels, I definitely had to learn how to plot them out ahead of time or it wasn't going to work.
down
Yeah,
and
I
read
forgot that piece. I guess I didn't take that piece of advice, but one of my favorite Stephen King books was Misery because I just love reading about a writer writing about a writer. I think that's so
Stephen
fun.
King,
And that was just an amazing story for the number one fan to end up with him captive.
I just started his newest. I had to put it on hold to read a couple of books for the show. There's a Billy Summers, Billy somebody, and it's a
Oh,
hitman
yes.
that goes undercover as a writer. Yes.
Okay. I haven't read that yet.
Anytime I read Stephen King and here's another writer character, I'll go, okay, but somewhere in here, we're going to get at least a chapter or two specifically about writing that
Yeah.
probably could have been a blog post. So you cut that out and focus on the story.
You don't sound as much of a fan as I am.
Oh, no, I'm a huge fan. I'm
Oh,
so
okay.
much of a fan that I've read almost everything he's written twice except the newest. And some of it multiple times through, because when he's great, he's really great, and when he makes mistakes, it makes me feel better about my writing, because
Uh-huh.
somebody that tremendous can make he's Tommy Knockers, not a great
Yeah.
novel.
I don't think I read that one. I didn't read that one.
You're better off.
Yeah, I will.
Hearts in Atlantis, I reread that one every couple of years. I reread it every so often, and it's got some really glaring flaws. Don't care, love it anyway. But when I can spot those, like, oh, look at this, and it's just so obvious because it's like listening to a great singer hit a wrong note, and like, oh, the equipment's there. This is an incredible artist, and that's where they made the mistake. And because I
Right.
can maybe catch that, or at least I think I can, that will help me inform my own writing and also calm me down a little bit when I make my mistakes. Well, yeah, well, Stephen King makes mistakes, so it's he
Right.
can
Right.
be
Right.
perfect. That guy's not perfect. There's no way I'm going to be perfect. So
Yeah. 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 Well, he's prolific too. But
that
I saw him in person once in Seattle and he came out, it was a big audience, and he came out and he started his presentation by telling you the statistics about the likelihood of somebody being in your dark car in the parking lot when you get back to your car, of somebody being hiding in the back. And then he said, if they're not there though, and then he gave you the statistics of somebody being in your house when you got home. So that's how he started his presentation, which was just perfect. Just scary from the get-go. Yeah, pretty funny.
That sounds like the kind of thing that gets a nice chuckle during the presentation, but then later, when you're heading to your car,
right,
you're heading home.
Luckily, I've forgotten the statistics. But I think about it. You're right. I think about it.
Nice little parting gift for the audience afterward.
Yeah.
There was I couldn't tell you which book it's in now, but there was a phrase he used that somebody has to win the lottery. But of course, it could be, you're about to die in some horrific way that you wouldn't have thought so, but somebody's going to.
Right.
So I think about that frequently.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, I do. And then I try not to think about that.
Wait, it's a really nice way to avoid thinking about what I'm actually concerned with.
Oh.
There's always death. I may or may not be able to figure out a specific problem that I should be focused on. But if I can think of, what if an asteroid hits me? Well, that's going to trump any problem that I was thinking about. And so this is a wonderful distraction.
I see. I like that. Yeah.
It's also a good way for me to delay or procrastinate. This, for all we know, this might be the last night we ever have. So let's make the most of it. The asteroid might hit.
Cheers. Cheers to that.